Welcome to Double Clutch. This week's episode has us speeding down the Salt Flats at Bonneville. Let's talk to hot rod owner Bruce Meyer.
As an American, I'm a huge fan of hot rodding because I think it's a very underappreciated and under-recognized automotive art form and platform for great innovation. So starting with the Model Ts and the Model As and the V8s, these were cars that anybody can afford and really at this point can still afford and can be modified and enjoyed. So I have made it very much part of my passion is promoting the understanding and the appreciation for hot rods. I've always said you're never too old to have a happy childhood. And that is what segued me back into hot rods because it was so forbidden in my family. So back in the late 80s, I started finding historic hot rods, restoring historic hot rods. And these are a couple of cars that really mean a lot to me and are very important in the world of hot rodding. This is the Pierson brothers Coupe, which was the world's fastest coupe back in 1950 on the cover of Hot Rod magazine. But what came before that was really the belly tank. This hot rod icon is the 1948 SoCal belly tank. And this is a fuel tank off of a P-38 fighter plane and is a perfect example of technology that came from the war. It has Zeus fittings, Aero-Quip lines, and it's all original. The only thing we've done with this is paint it and do cosmetics. So this was a cover car in 1948 of Hot Rod magazine. A very important car. It went 198 miles an hour at Bonneville. The fastest coupe in the world was the Pierson brothers Coupe. That went 150 miles an hour at Bonneville. But for me, I always wanted to go over 200 miles an hour at Bonneville, which was a goal that I've had since I was a small boy. So it wasn't until about 5 years ago that we built this Roadster and took it to Bonneville. And I was able to go 204 miles an hour at Bonneville, which was, for me, life-changing. $196. We're just kind of tickling 200. Stay tuned. We're going to see the top side of 200 yet.
Buick Roadster first Meyer entry. Course 1, quarter mile, 199. Nice chip, just before the 5. Commit to 747, mile 3, 201.
This car represents the most fun ride I've ever had in my life. Growing up always wanting to drive over 200 miles an hour at Bonneville, this car made my dream come true. It's basically a 1929 Ford Roadster with a 32 Ford grille. As aero, undynamic as any car can possibly be. It has tires that have no tread, there's no rear suspension, rear brakes only, and a parachute to stop you. So I went 204 miles an hour at Bonneville, which was quite a ride. Because basically, the front end wants to stop. The back end, with 1,000 horsepower driving, it wants to keep going. So if you're going anything but straight, it's going to start to spin. So it was a great ride, and it's a car that I look at and it brings a smile to my face every time.
Thanks for joining us for another Classic Car episode. Be sure to check out our next restoration segment this Thursday, only on Double Clutch.